The run for the White House. Hillary Clinton rolling out her first campaign ads this week in Iowa and New Hampshire. The spots focus on family, especially her mother, Dorothy.
I think about all the Dorothys all over America who fight for their families, who never give up. That's why I'm doing this.
This coming as Hillary faces an onslaught of ads from her Republican competition. But the story generating the most buzz this morning is that Vice President Joe Biden is taking a closer look at joining the race. Joining us to break all this down is former Deputy Assistant to George W. Bush, Brad Blakeman, and former advisor to Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, Richard Goodstein. Hey, good morning to all of you. I want to get your take on where you think Hillary Clinton's going to go with these ads. We've already seen the first batch of them unveiled. What do you make of them so far?
Look, this Biden thing is being way, way overblown. It's the very same people who are now talking this up. They were talking about Elizabeth Warren. And honestly, if I was a Republican, I'd want to talk up Joe Biden, too, because it kills me the fact that I've got somebody like Hillary Clinton running atop of all the polls. Take Quinnipiac out because it's been an outlier all the time. And she's beating every single Republican by not insubstantial margins. So, of course, your party's a mess with all these candidates running and chirping at each other. So, of course, you'd like to see the same thing happen. Look, I understand
democracy is a mess.
Bradley, get in there.
Look, democracy is a mess. The fact is you're telling your party who the nominee is, who they must support.
No.
You just said it.
Democrats are doing
We don't
it,
want
Brad.
Biden in the race. Republicans are doing what democracy calls for, and that is having a primary, getting the best.
Wait, who just said that they don't want Biden
everyone
in the race? Who doesn't want Biden in
Democrats
the race?
don't want Biden. We do. We
Okay.
do
Listen.
because we believe Biden is a check to Hillary. Now we're gonna go after Hillary. Why? Because she is the presumptive nominee by being told by the Democrats that she's the one who it's going to be. Why not have competition? Republicans are for it.
All right, Rich, what do you make of this appeal she's making to the middle class? She really struggled during her book campaign. She came out and tried to make it seem like she was going to be the every person, appealing to the every man. But yet we know that she and her husband have earned over $100 million in just the past several years. Can they really reach out and tell the middle class that they're going to win this for them?
You know who were two Democratic presidents who were really, really wealthy and who the middle class adored? Franklin Roosevelt and John Kennedy. So this notion that somehow because the Clintons have money makes them incapable of identifying with the middle class, we should have people go back to their history books. That's a canard, again, being promoted by people who wish Hillary no good.
But
Bradley, the fact of the matter is, look,
Rich, hold on. But Bradley, the only reason I say that is because she tried to hide their wealth by explaining to the American public that she and Bill left the White House dead broke.
Yeah. Oh my God. We almost got tissues out. It was unbelievable. Everybody felt for her. I thought she was going to have a telethon. But let me tell you something about Hillary and Bill. People like Bill, but they don't like Hillary and they don't trust her. And that's why you see these touchy-feely ads coming out about her mother. They know she's got a huge trust and likability deficit. And that's really the coin of the realm of somebody running for president. You got to like them and trust them before you get to policy.
Okay,
let me just add one quick thing, Sandra.
Rich, she does need to soften her image a little bit, right?
Listen, in the Gallup poll of Americans, in 17 of the past 20 years, Hillary Clinton has been the most admired woman in the world. So
and
somehow
that's why
or other,
she didn't
this
get the
notion,
nomination.
And she beat Barack Obama in the primaries. She got more primary votes against this fabulous candidate.
And who
that everybody
became
thinks
president?
Is glorious. Well, 1 second. But the fact is, she won California, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania. Name every big state, she won them. So this notion that somehow the public doesn't like her.
You don't get to the White House that way.
Yeah,
you don't get to the White House that way. You got it.
Right.
And why did Barack Obama come out of nowhere and beat the Hillary Clinton who you guys wanted the first time?
Bradley, let's talk about Joe Biden for a second, because the timing here could be extremely interesting from the standpoint that Hillary Clinton, we've known that she's been running for a long time. It's been assumed even prior to her making her official announcement that she was running. Everyone's expecting her to be the Democratic candidate. And now Joe Biden enters the race at a time where she's appearing to be fragile with all the controversy surrounding her emails.
What better time for Joe Biden to do it? He's a sitting vice president. He has to do all the accoutrements of the presidency. His Air Force Two. He's got a motorcade. He's got Secret Service. He looks presidential. And the fact is that Joe Biden has a good record. I mean, he's been a senator. He's now been vice president, would be for 7 years. So he's certainly somebody I think the Democrats should look to as an alternative to Hillary. Why not Joe Biden?
Joe Biden has been in all the polls. Hillary's been consistently beating him by 40 or 50 points, and the public knows him. This is not a name recognition problem. Look,
and the people know Hillary, too.
Oh, look,
that's the problem.
And she's beating him. That's the whole point, Brad. Look, the fact of the matter is, no Democrat begrudges Joe Biden taking this seriously. And if I were vice president, I'd want to hold on to the notion that I might run for president as long as possible because it gives you power.
Well, we know that Hillary's spending a lot of money on these ads. We'll see if they're effective. They're just out. Richard Goodstein, thanks for joining us with a bunch of energy this morning. And Brad, we're going to see you a little bit later this hour because